This is amazing! I feel incredible! Yes, 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 yes! I can win! I feel great! I can do this! Ugh. Yes, I'm home! I'm alive! This is all a miracle! I'm awake! I'm wide awake!
Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to The Hype. Now new name VibeStar, where I'm shooting good vibes straight to you. I know. It's been a long time since I sat down to make a video like this. And honestly, I think I owe you guys an explanation. A lot happened in my life since I was last consistently making videos. I got married, I graduated college, became a teacher, just life in general just started happening. You know how sometimes you have all these plans for you want to do, and then life just catches up with you? That's pretty much what happened to me. I wasn't sitting around thinking I don't want to make videos anymore. I still have ideas. I still wanted to create videos. I just have a lot of things happen to me, and I just push things to the side. But now I'm back. So I'm about to be making videos consistently. Possibly I don't know. I'm not gonna put a deadline. Probably say like three videos a week. We'll see. But right now we're going back to my old series, Dream Matchups. You already know the concept is simple. I pick a character and then I give you 5 characters. Personally think would make a great matchup for Death Battle. And I'll make something clear right from the beginning. I'm not saying this is the best matchup. I'm not even saying they're perfectly balanced. I'm not even saying these fights will actually happen. I'm just saying I want an awesome fight, maybe similar personalities, something completely different. And just look at them and thought, you know what? I actually think this would be a good fight. And that's pretty much it. And today we're going to start with my favorite Dragon Ball characters. The ore farmer himself, Piccolo. Piccolo has been around for a long time. We're talking about a character who started out as Goku's biggest enemies and eventually became his greatest allies. He became a mentor to Gohan, also became a father figure to Gohan and Pan. He went through some serious transformation in himself, also fused with other Namekians. And especially after Dragon Ball Super Hero, when Piccolo actually got a new form called Orange Piccolo. So I'm starting to think, if Piccolo can step outside the Dragon Ball universe, who I actually want him to actually fight. So I came up with 5 characters. Some of these matchups makes perfect sense, and some of them you might actually think that saying the screen, what is this? This is not a good matchup. But it's okay, because I just want to hear what you think. So let's get into it. These are 5 characters Piccolo needs to fight in Death Battle.
Fantastic Four, you will surrender to the Skrull Empire.
At number 5, we're starting with Super Skrull from the Marvel. And let's get the obvious thing out the way. Yes, they're both green. Yes, they're both aliens. And they both look like they can punch a hole through a building. Visually, this already works. But the reason why I picked Super Skrull isn't because he's just green. I think it's because, for me, I think I love his abilities for this fight. Super Skrull has the access to abilities based on the Fantastic Four. He has the strength of the Thing, stretch abilities of the Mr. Fantastic, the Human Torch fire abilities, and invisible force fields and invisibility. That's a lot of abilities. Now put them against Piccolo. Piccolo can also stretch his arms. He can fly. He can use key attacks and regenerate. And pretty much a martial artist. So you have 2 characters who aren't just relying on one ability. They have options. And that's what makes me want to see this fight. What would Piccolo deal with Super Skrull different powers? How could Super Skrull deal with Piccolo's key attack. Could Piccolo fight him in a distance? Would Super Skull get up close? Would Piccolo be able to figure out Super Skull's abilities? And there is a lot you could do with this matchup, and honestly, two green aliens beating the absolute mess out of each other, I'm here for it. So that's why I have Super Skull at number 5.
Come on! Show me the real Sun Wukong! The old you would have leveled this whole mountain range to stop me! But you're scared of hurting some kid? Pathetic!
We're moving on to number 4. This is actually have a lot more in common with Piccolo than you more than intentionally realize. Macaque from Lego Monkey Kid. Before we talk about why I think these two would be a good matchup, let's talk about who Macaque actually is. Macaque is based on the 6-year macaque from the Chinese story, The Journey to the West. And what I find really interesting about Macaque is his similarities to Piccolo. They both embody the classic archetype of a powerful antagonist who, though circumstances and growth, eventually become an unlikely ally. They're both have both connection to the story of Journey to the West, while Piccolo's world is heavily inspired by that mythology, while Macaque is directly based on one of those legendary characters. But the similarities goes even deeper. Both of these characters share stories surrounded by darkness. While Piccolo was born from the reincarnation of King Piccolo, inheriting his ambitions and destructive nature of the Demon King, Macaque meanwhile was once immortal, but the fear of death eventually led him to a dark path. He pursued forbidden powers of immortality. So both of these characters began their journeys as figures who once were feared. In many ways, they were expected to be villains, but neither character stayed that way. And that where their stories becomes really interesting, because these two aren't just powerful fighters, they're warriors. Piccolo has Namekian abilities including regeneration, energy manipulation, stretching, and fusion, while Macaque has many supernatural abilities, including shadow manipulation, illusion, and incredible resilience. Their powers come from different places, but both of the characters operate beyond what you could consider a normal mortal fighter. They're not just strong, they're otherworldly warriors. But what I really like about them, they're either of them not simply a brawler, they're actually thinkers. Tacticians, they study their opponents, they adapt. Both of them are capable of using deception and strategy to overcome strong enemies. That's the importance, because their intelligence are just dangerous as physical abilities. And then once we get to the biggest similarities to them, they're protagonist rivals, Son Goku and Son Wukong. Piccolo has a long running rivalry with Son Goku, inspired by Son Wukong, but Macaque has a very complicated history with the Monkey King himself. Their rivalry goes way beyond I just want to beat this guy. There's actually a pride, ideology, history, and destiny. But eventually they've developed a certain respect for their very rivals they once wants to defeat. Which this brings me something to I really think both Piccolo and Macaque eventually change because of the next generation. Piccolo originally was approached by Gohan and saw him a great weapon against Goku, but he wanted to train Gohan so he could prepare for the Saiyans. But something happened in Piccolo that was never expected. He actually started caring about Gohan. Same with Macaque, cared enough about with MK, because he saw MK who could potentially deal with the shadow of the Monkey King. But over time, their relationship became more genuine. He became the mentor, instead of using to get revenge against the Monkey King. Their redemption arcs didn't happen solely because someone told them stop being evil. They literally became from a genuine relation, people they never expect to care about, which that's actually very, very similar to each other. But why I think this is like a great fight, this fight can easily bring like martial arts and who can actually outsmart who in a fight. Piccolo will have to figure out Macat's tricks, and Macat will have to deal with Piccolo's raw power and versatility. Considering how intelligent they both are, I won't think either was simply rushing without a plan. They will actually study each other, adapting, trying to counter each other, trying to figure out what the other guy is going to do next. Honestly, I think could be a really cool fight. That's why I have Macat as my number 4. Not just because just to be fun to watch them fight. It's because if you look at their stories, they actually have a lot in common, and also this battle can be who can outsmart who in a fight. So let's move on to number 3.
So you're the special Unopin.
I mean, I don't like to brag.
Next we got Alan the alien from Invincible. So who's Alan? Alan is an alien warrior who works with the Coalition of Planets. He's incredibly strong and durable, and he becomes the most important warrior against the Viltrumites. Alan is one of those characters who can take absolutely ridiculous amount of punishment and keep on fighting. He's a powerhouse, he's experienced, and he's somebody that you can't just easily scare away. Now let's see why I think he can match up with Piccolo. First of all, it's an alien versus alien type of fight. I love it. But there's more. Alan can primarily fight as a physical powerhouse. They both can go blow for blow against each other. But I know Piccolo has larger variety of techniques. He can fight they both can fight in the air. They both can easily go toe to toe against each other, and I think skills and fighting. I think they both can regenerate, but usually I think this fight is more of like a comedic fight to me, because I think Piccolo will try to take this fight seriously, while Alan he takes it seriously, but it's gonna have some funny hijinks to this fight. This fight is more of like they both can do the same type of stuff, only Piccolo can blast stuff. But ultimately, I think this fight is like a pretty good matchup because of the hijink potential of this fight.
Fusion is just a cheap tactic to make weak gems stronger. Quit embarrassing yourselves. I've seen what you really are.
No, you haven't. This is Garnet, back together. And I'm never going down at the hands of the likes of you, because I'm so much better. And every part of me is saying go get her. The two of us ain't gonna follow your rules. Come at me without any of your fancy tools. Let's go, just me and you. Let's go, just 1 on 2.
Next we have Garnet from Steven Universe. Hold the press. Let me cap this off. I actually think this could be a good matchup, but I know a lot of people are going to come here in this comment saying, well, if you use Dragon Ball Super Orange Piccolo, it will completely stomp Garnet. She will just bleep with Garnet. Probably even Z Piccolo can do the same thing. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm only going to cap it to Namek Piccolo. Namek when he fused with Nail, not Kami. Because I think if you compare that fight with Future Vision Garnet, I actually think this could be a good fight. But we're just gonna do Namek Piccolo. Up to Namek. So I know Death Battle might not actually do that. This matchup might not even happen for Garnet. I think Garnet got other better matchups than Piccolo. But I think for this fight alone, I think this could be a good matchup. They're both are alien warriors that kind of rebelled against their creator. They are both mentors or parental figures to their half-breed protagonists, who both weren't great controlling their powers due to their emotions. They would go on to become the greatest warriors of their world ever seen. They're both have fusions, which I'm only gonna cap Piccolo to Nail. and Garnet is a fusion of Ruby and Sapphire. They both are wise and intelligent. They both go off their intuition at times, and they both can actually hold themselves in a fight. To me, I think this fight can actually go both ways if we only cap it off to Namek Piccolo. But in other cases, I know this fight can go different. I know Death Battle might not even do this, but I actually think this fight can be great potential. Let's say a 2D fight, and they both can go like mental. I think it could be like a mental good fight if you give it a chance. Let's go to the last fighter.
Face it, you're never going to get my power.
Do I look like I need your power?
And finally, my number one matchup for Piccolo is Knuckles and Echidna. I know somebody's probably thinking, this matchup is perfect for Piccolo. I kid you not. This is probably my number one matchup for both characters, because they both have more in common things you actually think. They both start out as loners. They both start off as rivals to the protagonist. They both realize they're fighting the wrong person. They both also originally got replaced by another rival. Looking at you, Vegeta and Shadow. And they both were connected to a magical artifact, as Piccolo's existence connected to the Dragon Balls, while Knuckles is the guardian of the Master Emerald. And they're both kind of got ore farming moments with each other, which Knuckles not have a lot of them, but I know we already know what Piccolo does. They both realize they don't have to spend their life alone. They can have friends and family, and they both would become protectors. And they're both warriors that found family, and they both have crazy powers to go against each other. While Piccolo has regeneration, key attack, flight and stretching, and fusion attacks, while Knuckles have incredible strength, climbing, gliding, and powerful forms like Super Knuckles. It's gonna start as Brain versus Bronze, as it can grow and grow and grow and grow as Knuckles keeps outweighing Piccolo's tactics, because it's going to start off probably a tactical fight to a main stain brawl to Orange Knuckles and Hyper Knuckles. Imagine that fight will go so crazy. I actually think this will be a good matchup for Piccolo. But those are my 5 dream matchups for Piccolo. If I have to rank them, because I started this video, I did rank them. The more I looked at my matchups, I was like, wait a minute, this is not how I will rank these. So my actual rank will be number 5, it will be Garnet. Number 4, it will be Alan the Alien. Number 3 will be the Super Scroll. Number 2 will be Macaque. And number 1, it will be Knuckles. But now I want to hear from you. Which matchup you like the most, and which matchup you actually think is terrible? Who do you think Piccolo should fight that I didn't mention? Remember, these are my dream matchups. You decide whether I cooked. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to stick around, because this is just the beginning of VibeStar Dream Matchup. It's so good to be back. I'm VibeStar, shooting good vibes to you, and see you in the next one. Next time in VibeStar Dream Matchups.
The world will know you as pop stars, but you will be much more than that. You will be hunters.